Round one felt like yesterday, yet here we are with round two of the Women's Six Nations. Round one was a round of highs and lows, some really massive scores for some popular picks, but also 3 red cards for 3 of the most popular players in the fantasy game. Let's hope for better in round two. So here we are with the round two picks. Okay, getting started, just a very quick look at how my team got on last week. I ended up on 466 points. I had some good scorers. I did have 2 of the players with the red cards, with Evie Gallagher and Georgia Evans. After all the red cards on Saturday, I thought I'd take a bit of a gamble, so I ended up changing my captain pick from Emma Singh to Zoe Aldcroft. That didn't work out so well. Zoe Aldcroft did okay though. She got 33 points, so 66 points for a captain, but it could have been a lot better with Emma Singh. Other good scorers for me, I had Mia Venner on 44 points, Morgan Bourgeois on 25 points, Aoife Wafer 69 points. Evie Gallagher still got 33 points despite the red card. Neve Jones with 26 points as well. My super sub, I changed from Ellie Kildunn to May Campbell, which was probably a good call in the end. May Campbell got me 30 points after the super sub bonus. So yeah, a pretty good round one. Could have been better, some silly decisions, but onwards and upwards for round two. Now, just also a very quick look at the Fantasy Rugby Geek League to see who's leading the way. And it's a big congratulations to the Nighthawks, who are leading on 585 points, an amazing result after week one. Close behind the Nighthawks is T-Dog, then we've got the Bats, Nevertheless He Assisted, the Might Clan, Dave 62, Dowsing for Tries, Keeping Up with the Meg Joneses, Platypus in Bio, and Sarah. So well done all of you, a great effort in round one, onwards to round two. So moving into my suggested picks for round two, now a quick caveat here. This was done before the Ireland and Italy teams were announced, so I've made some educated guesses as to who will be playing, but definitely wait until teams are announced on Friday before you make your selections. My round two picks will be live on fantasyrugbygeek.com tomorrow afternoon as well, so wait until all the teams are announced before you lock in your team. Next up, a quick look at the matches taking place in round two. So the action kicks off on Saturday at the home of La Rochelle, the Stade Marcel de Flandre, where France hosts Scotland. Then second up on Saturday is the match with the biggest contrast of world rankings in this year's entire championship, where Wales, who are ranked 10th in the world, face the world number 1, England, in front of what should be a massive crowd at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. And then round two wraps up on the Sunday with Italy versus Ireland at the Stadio Sergio Lafranchi in Parma. Okay, now into the picks, kicking off with hookers. We had some good performances at hooker in round one. In round two, the players I'm looking at. First up, Neve Jones of Ireland. She got a try in round one against France, ended up with 26 points in total. She got 8 tackles. Neve Jones usually has the highest tackle count of any player in the game, so I'm expecting her to put in another big haul of tackles and maybe get on the end of the try as well. And then second up, I'm looking at Vittoria Vecchini. So she was on the bench in round one. I would like to think that she'll be starting in round two. She's got a great international try scoring record, and if she starts, she could do some real damage. Next up, we've got the props. First up, Sarah Byrne. She came off the bench and made a huge impact, making 2 breakdown steals against Italy. She ended up with 32 points off the bench, so well done anyone who super subbed her. Next up, I'm looking at Gwen Pears of Wales, another player who came off the bench and made a massive impact as soon as she came on. She got 27 points in round one, courtesy of a breakdown steal and a try. Well worth considering. And then finally, I've got Linda Dugang, who didn't have the biggest fantasy score in round one, but she's been one of the most consistent fantasy scorers over the years, and I'm expecting her to go well in round two. Okay, now into the second row. First up, I'm looking at Madusu Fall of France. Had a very strong round one, got 33 points in total. Huge tackle count with 20 tackles overall, but as always with Madusu Fall, she carried well, she beat 2 defenders, she made an offload, and she's just a threat in defence and attack. Next up, I'm looking at one of the players who actually got sent off in round one, but she's back for round two. Out of position, she's playing at number 8. This is Georgia Evans of Wales. Always strong for tackles, always strong for carries, and I'm expecting her to have a very, very busy afternoon against England. And then finally, I'm looking at Mané Fellou of France. She was one of France's top performers in round one. She ended up with a total points of 35 in round one, courtesy of a line-out steal, a breakdown steal, 14 tackles and multiple carries. Also, honourable mention goes to Zoe Aldcroft. I do expect her to go well, but with so many great options in the England shirt, you may want to look elsewhere for your England picks. Next up, we've got always one of the highest scoring positions, the back row. And we've got to start with the highest scorer from round one, Aoife Wafer. She ended up with 69 points in round one, and I'm expecting her to go well again in round two. In round one, 2 breakdown steals, 11 tackles, 2 tries, 1 offload, 3 defenders beaten, 86 metres carried. Just a phenomenal performance, and I'm expecting her to put in another top quality performance on Sunday against Italy. Next up, Sadia Kabir of England, another player who started on the bench in round one. She came off the bench for 25 minutes and in that time carried for 33 metres, beat 7 defenders, made 6 tackles and ended up with 24 points. If she can do that in 25 minutes, I'm expecting her to do even better with a starting role. Next up, another star of round one, Tiani Fellou. She was France's player of the match in their opening game against Ireland. She got 50 points in total, many tackles, plenty of carries, a real threat around the park. And then finally, I'm finishing with England's player of the match from round one, Maddie Feanati. She ended up with 57 points in round one. She made 16 tackles, she got herself a breakdown steal, she carried for 118 metres, she was the only forward to carry for over 100 metres in round one. She beat 3 defenders, she's a massive threat as a ball carrier, she should be worth your consideration to bring into your team. Into what is a traditionally low scoring fantasy position, the scrum half. I'm starting my selections this week with Pauline Bourdon-Sansus. By her own high standards, she had a relatively quiet round one from a fantasy perspective with only 15 points, but I'm expecting her to score much bigger in round two. Also, we've got Kira Bevan of Wales. She was comfortably the highest scoring scrum half in round one. She's always a threat for tries and assists, but she's also Wales's first choice kicker, so she should get a few opportunities to kick a goal and rack up the points that way. Now into the fly half position, I'm starting with Helen Nelson of Scotland. She was player of the match in the Scotland-Wales game last week, ended up with 39 points. Always an attacking threat, but her kicking is exemplary. She got 3 conversions and a penalty in round one. She will be a strong option in the fly half spot. And then I've got Morgane Bourgeois as well, France's first choice kicker. She's actually out of position. She's playing in fullback, so she should get plenty of meter points and carry points, essentially defenders beaten points as well. So she's a very strong option at fly half. Time for the centres. I'm starting here with Beatrice Rigoni, the magician from Italy. She's Italy's first choice kicker as well. She'll certainly get more kicking opportunities on Sunday compared to what she got against England. I'm expecting her to go well. Always good for assists and defenders beaten. She's a great option in the centres this week. Then we've got Marie Menage. So she's back in the centres, having played on the wing in the opening match. She got a try in the opening match. She's always an attacking danger, a real threat with ball in hand. She's coming into my team. And then we've got Emma Orr, who had an outstanding round one with 42 points. She was the highest scoring centre in the game with round one. Great pace, an elusive runner. She will beat defenders. She's also a try threat. Emma Orr is great value as well, so well worth thinking about bringing in. Okay, into the back three, and loads of big guns here that we can select. Number one, she's back in the starting lineup. We've got Ellie Kildunn, last year's top fantasy scorer. She was last year's top try scorer. She was last year's highest meters carried, last year's most defenders beaten. She's fantasy gold. She's starting. It's her 50th cap for England. She's got to be brought in, and she's a great captain option. Joining her in England's back three is the second highest try scorer from last year, Abby Dow, and the third highest try scorer from last year, Jess Breach. England have got a blockbuster back three. It could be worth just bringing in all three to your team. As an alternative, there's Alyssa Dinker of Italy. She was the second highest scoring fantasy back three last year. She's a great all-rounder. Even if she's playing the centres, she's well worth looking at. She will rack up those tackles and she will rack up those meters gained and defenders beaten. So as an alternative to England's big box office back three, she could be worth looking at. Captain picks, and I'm probably going to play it safe this week. We've got Eddie Kildunn, obviously probably going to be the most popular captain pick in the game. But to be honest, you could look at any of that English back three. Abby Dow could rack up the points. Likewise, Jess Breach could very easily haul. So all three are strong captain options. And then if in doubt, we've also got Aoife Wafer of Ireland. She scored huge last week. She's Ireland's biggest threat with ball in hand. She will be building up a big score. So if you're looking for an alternative to the English players, then Aoife Wafer could be your one. Super subs. Now, a reminder of what I'm looking for in a super sub. I'm wanting to look at someone who will definitely come on and will spend a good period of time off the bench playing and racking up those points. I'm also looking at how the team runs their substitutes. So do they bring subs on early? Do the players get good enough time off the bench from their team? And I'm also looking at the split of subs on the bench. So is the team playing a 7-1 split? Or are they playing a 6-2 split? Does that determine who will be coming off the bench? So this week I'm looking at 4 options. First up, Abby Burton of England in the back row. She's a 7 specialist. She's an explosive carrier. She could be good for a try. I'm also looking at Amy Cockayne. She had a try scoring appearance when she started last week for England. So she should go well off the bench. She's got a great international try scoring record. Then we've got Cleena Maloney of Ireland. I'm assuming she'll be on the bench again. Again, a very, very strong option, a great impact player. And then we've got Maud Muir, who really impressed when starting last week. Coming off the bench as well, we saw last week the impact that Sarah Byrne made off the bench. Maybe Maud Muir can do the same for England this week. Right, value picks time. Here are several players who are great value, worth 12 stars or less, and could make a strong impact for your team. We've got Karis Phillips. She scored a try last week, only available for 12 stars. Could be a good impact and good value player. We got Tiani Fellu last week. She was brilliant, and 11.5 stars is an absolute steal for what she can bring. Licky George, Wales out of position, so she's classified as a centre and playing at fly half. Got an amazing boot on her. She's probably not the first choice kicker, but still could be a good value differential pick. We've got Sylvia Turani. She's classified as a prop. She probably will play as a prop on Sunday, but she can move into the hooker position as well if need be. Valeria Fedrighi of Italy, great tackle count in round 1. Very, very consistent high tackler, so could be worth looking at for round 2. Vittoria Vecchini, if she starts, she's great value at 11.3 stars. She's got a great international try scoring record. Erin King, impressed last week, the 7s convert. Great carrier. She was good for breakdown steals and line out steals. She's brilliant value at 10.6 stars. Then we've got Serafina Kemba. She's in the game as a prop, but she's playing in the back row and only available for 10.4 stars. She could play the whole match, so that puts her as an advantage over some of the other props. Then we've got Anna McGann of Ireland. So last week she actually played in the back 3, but she's categorised as a back rower. 10.3 stars. She carried really, really well in round 1. She racked up those meters, so she's worth looking at. Sara Sei of Italy as a prop, 10.2 stars. Again, a very high tackle count in round 1. Morgan Bourgeois is a massive bargain at only 10 stars. She's a member of the French back 3, playing at full back, but she's kicking for France as well. For me, it's a bit of a no-brainer to select her in a fly half position. Aoife Dalton of Ireland, 9.9 stars. She carried really, really well and made quite a few line breaks in round 1. So I'm looking at potentially bringing her in at 9.9 stars. And then Montserrat Amadei of France, she's just come in for round 2, 9.8 stars, a really cheap route into that French backline. So as always, I really hope this was helpful. More details will be over on fantasyrugbygeek.com. I'll be posting my round 2 picks tomorrow afternoon. And if you want to see my full team reveal, make sure you check out my members site at buymeacoffee.com, and there you can share your teams with me as well to get feedback on how I think your team is looking. Make sure you give me a follow on all the FRG social platforms, so X, Blue Sky, Threads, Instagram, TikTok for breaking fantasy news. And that's it. Make sure you get the teams in for Saturday, and good luck.
you.